Here we are again, second graders. It's our final day for descriptive writing, and I'm so proud of the work that you've done so far. We've had such great topics and great details and ideas. You guys are doing fabulously for doing this at home. So proud of you. Okay, today's part is going to be pretty easy. Guess what? Only two sentences. Easy peasy. We need to talk about our endings, our conclusions. And so there are going to be two different parts to our conclusions. So, number one, you're going to restate your topic sentence in some way. You're going to tell why your topic is important. So, for example, you could say, please don't write my topic. Remember, my topic is Christmas traditions. Your topic, you might write something like, sandwiches are important because, um, makes sense. So, you're going to tell why it's important by saying something like that. Or one thing I know for sure is Christmas traditions, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that in a minute. And then the second part of our conclusion is going to be where you invite your reader to take an interest. So you're going to leave them with a sentence that makes them thinking more about your topic and how they could take an interest in it. So you might say something like, maybe someday you will want to try the tradition of looking at lights, or why don't you try giving to someone less fortunate than you? So that's what we're going to do for conclusions today. Only two sentences. And then when we're finished with that, we're going to do a little bit of revising and editing to complete the writing process. So let's get started. All right. As you know, you finished checking off everything on your web on the cover, correct? And if you have the packet, remember you're going to go, yep, there are three different topics. I had an extra page. I just crossed that one off. So I'm going to go onto the back page where it says conclusion. All right. If you're writing from your writing journal or some paper, you might look at what we did yesterday. So let's see. There was the page on giving. It went on to the next page. So I might just write the word conclusion here. Okay, so if you're doing this in your notebook, just write conclusion. Okay. And if you have the packet, it says conclusion right there. I suppose if you wanted to, you could rewrite it again. Okay. All right. So remember I said I was going to have two different sentences. I might start, I kind of like one thing I know for sure is that, and remember I said I somehow have to restate my topic sentence. So I'm going to just double check, remind myself of what my topic sentence was. Remember that was on, okay. My topic sentence was, there are many traditions that families have during the Christmas season. So I said it at the beginning so that my reader knew what my paper would be about. And I'm just going to sort of repeat it. It doesn't have to be exact words, but I need to say something about different traditions that families have during the Christmas season. So, all right. So I need to restate that. So you're going to say something like, there are many different kinds of sports. Or one thing I know for sure is that there are lots of different kinds of sandwiches that are delicious, or something like that. Okay, so one thing I know for sure is that different Christmas traditions are important for many families. Okay, so that's my first sentence. Now, remember the second part of a good conclusion is when you invite your reader to take an interest. So I could say, maybe someday you will want to, or why don't you try? I kind of like the second one, but you could do either one. I'm going to post this in your seesaw activity so you can look at this picture to get ideas. So, why don't you create some new traditions with your family? And it's a question mark because I'm asking them, why don't you create some new traditions with your family? And then hopefully my reader's like, hey, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I learned, well, you could bake cookies. You could go driving around and looking at lights. And oh, yeah, that was so nice, giving to those less fortunate. All right, we're done. Oh, no, wait. When you think you're done, you've just begun. I knew you guys just said it. Okay, so we do need to go over this and make sure that it's our best work. So I have a little checklist here for revising and editing, and this is also going to be in your seesaw activity on one of the slides. So let's just think here. All right, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. All right. Does my writing include important parts about a topic? Um, yeah, well, I gave 3 details, right? I did baking cookies, looking at lights, giving to others. So I think that's pretty good. Does it have a beginning that tells the reader the topic? Oh, you know it does. It has a hook and a topic sentence right here. The 3 parts, each part tells different information about the topic. So I would say, yes, I have my 3 details here, and then around each detail, I had 3 other supporting details. So, yep, I could cross that off. Does it have an ending with a closing sentence? Well, yep, I had why it's important. I restated the topic sentence in a kind of a way here, and then I invited my reader to take an interest. So, yep, I think I'm good on that. Do I have different kinds of information, such as facts and text features? Well, yes, I know I did the facts. If I decide that this is going to be the one that I publish, yes, I do have text features. I could do bold print. I could do words that are in bold that could go into a glossary, right? I could, if I publish, decide to draw some pictures, put some labels on. Maybe I would even go on the internet and like print out some pictures. So I could do that. Now, the back, remember, revising is checking to make sure that your ideas sound good. Reread it friends, and just make sure that you don't have, you know how you're sometimes writing so fast and then you might put the word is 2 times in a row. So reread it, make sure it sounds correct and that it has all the ideas you want. Maybe put a caret or two in to see if you need to put some more describing words. Let's see if I can do that somewhere. For example, one type of tradition is baking. So I might go in and do a little bit of revising. Is baking delicious cookies? Yeah, just add, mm, just add a few drops of green food coloring. So that's revising, just adding it, a few little things here and there, making sure it sounds right. And then there's the editing part on the back. Correct capitalization of the first word in a sentence. Make sure the letter I is capitalized and proper nouns. So remember when I wrote pentatonics here, that's the name of a group, so that's a proper noun. So I put an uppercase P. Oh yeah, remember I talked about Rice Krispie treats. There's another proper noun. So yep, I did that well. All right. And then making sure you have correct punctuation at the end of your sentences. So question marks, exclamation points, periods. And then we know that you're in second grade and don't know how to spell every word correctly, but here are some layer 1 and layer 2 red words. I do want you to go through and make sure those are spelled correctly, as well as words spelled using phonics skills you've learned. For example, we've been working on the magic E words. So something like the word like that has a magic E, I would expect that that would be spelled correctly. Makes sense? A word like shape without the S. That's a magic E word where the E tells the A to say its name. So go through, reread, and make sure that you do your revising and editing. Okay, so on the seesaw activity today, I want you to take a picture of your conclusion. Oops. Make sure you upload it. Make sure you repeat your topic sentence in some way. Tell why your topic's important. And then make sure in your second sentence that you invite your reader to take an interest. And I will take a picture of mine and put it there for you to look at. And then the second thing I want you to do is take a picture of at least one place in your writing where you did some revising and maybe added a caret or fixed something up with maybe a colored marker or pen or something other than a pencil. All right. When you're finished with this, please hang on to this paper. When we get back together, we want to see these. So if you have a special, like a work folder or a special writing folder that your teacher sent home with you, put this paper in there. If it's in your writing notebook, just make sure you bring that back to school. And if you just have it on loose pieces of paper, just keep them together and be sure to bring those back. Great job, second graders. You did